what's up, and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Hot Toys Batman the Killing Joke, the Joker 6-scale figure. Wow, now this is definitely unexpected news to me. I can't believe we are getting like a 6-scale Joker figure based on this particular version of the Joker. Because you know, Batman the Killing Joke is like a graphic novel, which I do have right here. And this is one of my all-time favorite Batman graphic novels. Because it was also adapted into like an animated film too as well. So yeah, but still, I can't believe we're getting like a 6-scale figure from Hot Toys based on this particular version of the Joker. Wow, I think that's so awesome. But so far from like the pictures I've seen of it, I think they kind of probably are, if I'm not mistaken, but they both were the same exact way. I got a feeling Hot Toys is probably leaning more towards how I looked at it in the animated adaptation of that particular story, which was still very close to that. It was just like how it was, but there are certain things I noticed about the head sculpt that make it seem like it's not really accurate to how like the graphic novel was. But still, this is definitely like another bust back for me, and this probably will be like the best like comic book based Joker that we have ever gotten from Hot Toys, far as I know. So yeah, I'm gonna get into this right now. Okay, here's the Hot Toys Batman the Killing Joke Joker 6-scale figure. Wow, this was definitely a surprise. I really did not expect Hot Toys to make a figure based on this particular version of the Joker. So this is actually based on the graphic novel Batman the Killing Joke, which is one of my all-time favorite Batman graphic novels, because this was also even adapted into like an animated movie, Batman the Killing Joke, which was pretty good too as well. But wow, this is just amazing news. I really cannot believe that we are getting this particular version of the Joker. So this is probably, like, from what I'm seeing, this might be the best comic book inspired Joker that we have ever gotten from a Hot Toy, as far as I know, because I know most of the Jokers be based like on the movies, like the live action films, whereas this is like more of like a comic book based Joker, even though Batman the Killing Joke was really like a one shot comic. It wasn't like a series, it was just like a one shot comic. But wow, this is awesome. Now the Hot Toys Batman the Killing Joke Joker figure will be 12 inches tall. He will have 30 points of articulation. He will have 2 portraits with movable eyes. Plus you will also have like a magnetic tongue that you can stick into the different portraits. So I think that's pretty cool. He also has multiple interchangeable hands, a camera, a cane, a pistol, a hat, a knife, a playing card, a removable hat, and jacket too as well. So he's like packed tons of like accessories. Plus there's also like a Killing Joke comic cover, like art backdrop, with a diorama that you can attach to his stand and have behind him, which I think is definitely pretty cool too as well. But again, I think this is just definitely exciting news, and I'm glad the Hot Toys is giving us more like comic based inspired figures. They're not all based like on movies or anything like that. They're actually based on comic books. So I think that is pretty cool. Now I think the likeness to the Joker is pretty awesome too as well, but I'm not too sure which version that Hot Toys is basing this particular look on. Cause remember, this same graphic novel was adapted into like the animated film. Cause I'm kind of suspecting that they're leaning more towards like the animated live action, well not live action, but the animated film adaptation of the graphic novel. Because I know his eyes didn't really look blue like this. Like in the graphic novel, he didn't really look like this in the graphic novel. Like his eyes themselves being blue, but you can still tell that was basically how the Joker did look. I think it was moments where he had like blue eyes like that, but not really. I think it was kind of more basically like in the animated film. And even the animated film really was just like the graphic novel itself. So that's why I said I'm not really too sure which one they're really leaning towards. But I know if you're going by Batman the Killing Joke logo, that's more like how the movie adaptation was. Like the animated film, its logo was like that. So I'm kind of betting the Hot Toys is really more focused on that version. I like that the Joker also has like this removable jacket that you can put on him. I think that's pretty cool. I'm so glad that he did include that. Like the jacket itself is also like a wire based in it too as well, so you can have it like flapping in the wind or give it like dynamic type poses. So I think that's pretty cool. And even the hat that the Joker is wearing too as well is removable. So I'm glad that they didn't give us like a head sculpt, unless it was a separate head sculpt where you can remove the hat. That's another thing I think is pretty cool, that we can remove the Joker's hat. As you can see, he also has like a cane stick too as well with this figure, so you can give the Joker like a cane. I think that's pretty cool. It's awesome. So he does have some nice accessories. Cause I know he also has like a playing car and like a pistol or a small like gun pistol too as well. So I think this is pretty cool. And like the coat and his jacket, they both have wires in them, so you can like have them like flapping like in the wind, like give it like a cool looking like poses and stuff with the figure. So I think that was done pretty good. I think that's awesome. Then you can also like give the Joker like magnetic tone that you could put like into his like different head sculpts. For like the different head sculpts that he have, you can put the tone like in either mouth you want. So I think that's awesome how they did that too. They didn't give us like just a whole another head sculpt with the tone sticking out. You can actually interchange the tone with like another head sculpt. So I think that's pretty awesome too as well. Tad the Joker also has like the pistol where you can have it with nothing on it, but you can also have like the click 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 like sign on it. I think that's pretty cool. Like he didn't really shoot him, like he was threatening, but it turned out to be a joke where it just said click click click. I think that's awesome that they gave us that too. That's pretty cool. And of course, like even like the camera, because like with the camera, you can create those iconic images of Batman the Killing Joke, like graphic novel itself or that cover where the Joker's like holding the camera, like that's such like an iconic image of the Joker. So that's cool that we can even recreate images like that with the figure itself, because we have the camera with him that we can put him that we can use to put him in as kind of like a pose with him holding the camera, recreating like that the cover of the graphic novel, even like the movie itself, because even the movie, like the animated movie, even has the same like cover. And I'm kind of betting that's where Hot Toys is like leaning towards the actual like animated film, which is very close to like the graphic novel. And then lastly, you also get like this comic cover art backdrop for your Joker, which can go like right on his stand. So I think that's pretty cool, because I know Hot Toys has been doing that with other like comic based figures that they have done lately. They give them like the actual like cover or whichever comic book that particular figure was based on. So I see now that they're even doing it for like the Joker. We're getting like the actual graphic novel cover for Batman the Killing Joke that we can display behind the Joker figure. And like I say, he does look so awesome. This would probably have to be probably like the best comic book based Joker that Hot Toys figure from that I know of have ever made. I think it's really cool. It's definitely a pickup for being what a must buy for me. Now Hot Toys has the Batman the Killing Joke Joker 6-scale figure scheduled to be released between the third and fourth quarters of 2026. So yeah, there's no question. This is definitely like a must buy for me. And this is based on like one of my favorite Batman graphic novels of all time. There's no question I'll be picking up this particular Joker figure. And I really believe, I'm betting if I'm not mistaken, that Hot Toys, but the actual animated film was very close to how the actual graphic novel itself looked at too as well. But I'm betting that Hot Toys is leaning more towards like the actual animated film look of it. But it was the same look. Like I say, he didn't really have like these bright blue eyes. Like it's not even really in the movie that much. I think of a scenes where his eyes were like that, but they weren't really like bright blue like that. But still, this is definitely like another must buy for me. I like the accessories that he has. You can kind of even change his look. Like he has alternate heads. This probably would be like definitely like the best Joker base on a comic book from Hot Toys, from what I'm seeing. Hot Toys has the Batman the Killing Joke Joker figure scheduled to be released between the third and fourth quarters of 2026. And again, like I was saying earlier, this is based on the graphic novel Batman the Killing Joke, this particular version of the Joker. So we're getting like a comic book based Joker from Hot Toys. Wow, that is just so cool. I'm glad that Hot Toys is like leaning more into like comic book territory when it's coming to figures now. They're not just basing them like on like how they looked in the films, like these various different like characters and stuff. They're not just based on how they were like in films or in television shows. They're actually going inside the comic books and stuff like that. So I think that's so awesome that they are doing that. Because this same story was also adapted into like an animated film, and this had the voices of like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill providing the voices. Like you had Kevin Conroy providing the voice of Batman, and you also had Mark Hamill providing the voice of the Joker in this particular film. Because I even got to see this in the theaters, because they had like a limited run of it when it was like in the theaters, like only like a couple of days. So yeah, I'm still definitely excited about this. This is easily one of my most anticipated figures of 2026. And this probably would be quite possibly, I think it is, because I don't think there have ever really been any more like on this level, like best comic book based Joker ever, like from like Hot Toys, you know, so I think that is just so like awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I bet they're leaning more towards how it was like an animated film, which was very close to the actual graphic novel to itself, you know. But he does have like tons of accessories. I like how you can take his coat off. He has different hand sculpts like pistol, cane, playing card. He got all kind of like tons of accessories that you can display him with. So yeah, this is definitely like the definite like comic book based Joker. You know, I guess if you're looking for like a comic book based Joker, this is definitely be the one to get. And I hope Hot Toys continue to give us like more figures based like on the comic books and stuff like that. Because I would love to see like the first appearance of Batman from like 1939. I would love to see Hot Toys tackle like a 6-scale figure based on Batman's first appearance, like in 1939. Oh, that'd be so awesome. Like the Batman based on like Detective Comics issue 27. That would be so awesome. Hot Toys ever give us like one based on that particular version of it. Because I know they were kind of teasing these like figures with like that Flash movie that we had recently, but you know it didn't do too well at the box office, and I think that's what kind of like kind of messed up those figures. That's why they kind of were canceled out. But yeah, I would still love to see a Detective Comics 27, like the first appearance of Batman. I would love to see Hot Toys tackle that particular version of him, you know. Alright. But anyway, please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.